You take a look at NATO, where we're one of 28. Now it's 30. We're one of 28 countries. And I got in and I said, well, wait a minute, we're paying for almost the whole thing. And they took advantage of us on trade because Europe is almost as bad as China. You know, it doesn't sound nice to say, but China was horrible, but Europe's horrible. They treated us horrible. So many other things, food, they don't want our food, they don't want anything. And we take care of them on military. And after my first meeting with NATO, I said, you know, I had to get a little bit warmed up to the people. But I realized that we were paying a majority of the money for NATO. I don't want to use this word, and I refuse to use the word screw, but they're screwing us on trade.
Former President Trump reaffirming his America First agenda as he says it's time for NATO countries to pay their fair share on the world stage.
Iowa Senator Joni Ernst sits on the Senate Armed Services Committee, and she joins us now. Senator, so great to have you. Thank you for joining us. I think the president makes a great point. We know that he rolled back some of that and got the Europeans to pay up more. Is that continuing, or has the Biden administration changed some of those policies?
Yes, good morning and welcome to Des Moines, Iowa, folks. But yes, you are absolutely correct in that President Trump really, he encouraged and literally forced some of those NATO members to step up to the plate and contribute more. But what we have seen in the Biden administration is a rollback. We have a president who is very weak on the international stage, and most certainly other world leaders look to this administration and they see, you know, let's face it, a real sucker there. They look at us and look at the fall of Afghanistan. They see the failures that this president has had in negotiating with other world leaders, and they feel that they can take advantage of us. So that's why we need another Republican in the White House. We need someone who will be strong on that world stage and show America as the leader it should be. That simply is not Joe Biden.
Well, your state is front and center in the audition for who that person might be on the Republican side. And that big sign behind you says ride and roast. Or roast and ride, excuse me, roast and ride.
Yeah.
You're kicking off a motorcycle ride for presidential hopefuls later today. Who's going to be there and what are you hoping to hear?
Well, we have 8 of those presidential hopefuls, Pete, and Vice President Mike Pence is going to be riding with me on the motorcycle portion right here in Des Moines, Iowa. So we have Nikki Haley, Tim Scott, Ron DeSantis, Mike Pence, Vivek Ramaswamy, Perry Johnson, Larry Elder, you name it. We have got some tremendous candidates that will be on this very stage today. Now, we kick off the day at Big Barn Harley-Davidson. The proceeds from those ticket sales will go to the Freedom Foundation of Cedar Rapids, Iowa. It is a Veterans Helping Veterans organization. And then we'll come on out to the hog roast here at the Iowa State Fairgrounds, where all of these great Iowa GOP voters will hear from these candidates. They'll start making a decision on who they want to support in the Iowa caucuses. All roads to 2024 go right through the roast and ride here in Iowa.
Senator, a couple real quick, hard-hitting journalistic questions here. Do the candidates pick their motorcycle? Like, do they get to pick between a crotch rocket or a Harley or like a Triumph? And second, if you could, has anybody ever fallen? Has anybody ever crashed?
Okay. Well, the only riders that we will have today, I will be riding. Vice President Mike Pence will be riding. I ride a Harley-Davidson. I have a Softail Deluxe. That's my motorcycle. And then the Vice President will also be on a Harley-Davidson today. I think the other candidates will just meet us here at the fairgrounds. But I am all-inclusive. This is a big tent family. We're accepting of Hondas, Suzuki's, Indians.
Indians, yes.
You name it. Yes, you name it. They are welcome at Joni Ernst.
Well, Senator, you're welcome here. You should come and do a hog roast here. We love to eat on Fox and Friends weekend, so we'd be open to that.
We could roast.
We love it here too.
We'll critique all the speakers at your roast and ride, and we'll do a after action review. You know about those. I like that.
Well, that sounds great. Folks, roastandride.com. I know we've got a lot of media that will be joining us today, so stay tuned. These folks are great. They're inspirational. We're anxious to hear about them.
All right, Senator, thank you so much. Have fun today.
Thank you, Senator.
Thanks so much.
I'm Steve Doocy.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.